today's deep dive, we're doing something a little different. We're entering a space that is, well, it's profoundly conceptual.
It is. We're looking at a blend of philosophy, cosmology, and art, all wrapped up in one.
Exactly. Our source material is the poem and the art piece that goes with it, The Prophet's Vine,
By the artist-author-philosopher Kim S. MacKenzie.
which is from the book Homage to the Stars by Day and by Night.
It's a spectacular source because it doesn't treat the universe like an object to be measured scientifically.
No.
It treats it as a living, interconnected system. So we're not analyzing data today. We're trying to synthesize a radical spiritual blueprint.
A blueprint for how we relate to everything. I like that. Okay, so that's our mission then. Let's unpack this blueprint. We need to pull out the key insights about destiny, about time.
And specifically, the active role of time.
Yes. And I think most importantly, the radical claim the source makes about how our tiniest actions,
Our daily routines.
create these huge cosmic consequences. It's a massive shift in thinking.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Right, so let's start with the artwork, with the Prophet's Vine. When you first look at it, the thing that hits you immediately is just the scale, the energy of it.
It's all deep space, isn't it? It puts you right out there in the cosmos.
Instantly. But the real philosophy starts at the center of the image. There's this swirling dualistic structure. It's the engine of the whole piece.
It has a very ancient feel, like a cosmic yin-yang. You see that duality right away, that tension.
The universe operating on a kind of active balance. It's a beautiful way to visualize polarity.
And it's all about that contrast between light and dark.
It is. You've got these areas that are just luminous, almost blindingly bright, pure energy. And they're set against this dark blue central orb. A planet, maybe?
It feels like it has to be. It's the physical anchor in the whole thing. Maybe it's Earth or, a symbol for material existence where choice happens.
Exactly. This isn't just some random nebula. It feels like a diagram, like it's showing how cosmic physics and grounded reality intersect.
I found the sense of motion almost. Overwhelming. It feels kinetic. You've got stars scattered around and these little swirling patterns of light.
Like smaller systems within the greater one.
Yeah, it's like a huge living machine that's constantly circulating energy.
And that impression of life, of interconnectedness, that's the key. But the most important feature, the thing that gives the piece its name, is this network of intense red lines.
Winding. Almost like veins.
Exactly like veins. They frame the whole image, they spiral right through that dualistic core, and they seem to wrap around the central planet.
The vine. The prophet's vine.
There it is. And that's not just some random artistic flourish. It's clearly meant to be a circulatory system. It screams flow, sustenance, and above all, connection.
So the artwork is the preamble. It's telling us from the start. Everything is connected by this vital red network. Energy is always moving.
It primes you perfectly for what the poem is about to claim, that our small, local actions have a way of circulating universally.
Okay, so the stage is set. We have this spectacular, energetic, and fully integrated cosmos where everything is connected by this vine. It's a universe built for flow, not for stasis.
Precisely, a system of circulation.
So with that visual in our minds, let's get into the poem itself. MacKenzie starts with this huge philosophical claim about time and our own agency. The first two lines read, "Time is the ripening agency upon which we cast our own destiny."
That is such a dense couplet, and I think the most important phrase there is ripening agency.
Right, it's not just time passing.
Not at all. It completely challenges that old sort of Newtonian idea of time as just a measurement, a clock ticking away on a straight line.
Just an inert ruler.
Yes. MacKenzie reframes time as an active developmental force, an agency.
The word ripening makes me think of farming, of, something growing that needs patience, that needs the right conditions to actually become what it's meant to be.
And that's the perfect analogy. So if time is this agency, MacKenzie seems to be implying that it cooperates with our choices.
So our choices, the casting of our destiny, they're like seeds.
I think so. In a purely deterministic universe, those seeds would just grow no matter what. But here, time is the rich soil. It's the warmth, the water. It's the active process that our decisions need to mature into real consequences.
So it's not just that we have free will, it's that the universe itself, through the mechanism of time, is set up to support the results of that free will.
That's it. It elevates our actions from just being these tiny local events into something that's part of a universal process. It gives our decisions incredible weight.
It's a pretty elegant answer to fatalism, isn't it? You are 100% responsible for planting the seed, for casting your destiny. But time is what guarantees it actually ripens.
It sets the philosophical stage perfectly, and then MacKenzie just blows the scale wide open.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because we don't get to stay in that personal psychological space for long. The jump from individual fate to cosmic consequence it's jarring.
It is. The very next lines take us there.
Adrift in the cosmos spectacular, we weave daily currents beyond afar.
That contrast is so powerful. On one hand, we're adrift. Small, fragile, maybe a little lost in this cosmos spectacular.
But then, in the same breath, we have this immense power. We are actively weaving daily currents.
It implies that our most mundane acts, our day-to-day choices, how you talk to someone, how you do your work, just your moment-to-moment thoughts, are generating something real, a tangible energy.
And then comes the undeniable mic drop, the line that connects our tiny lives to the whole macrocosm. MacKenzie tells us the consequence of all this weaving.
Causing ripples that span the whole galaxy.
And that's the statement that just separates this from, general feel-good philosophy. It's a huge claim about the physics of connectivity.
It is. We're not just talking about the emotional effect of a kind word or even the scientific butterfly effect, where a small change here causes a storm over there.
No, this is different. MacKenzie is asserting that these daily currents create actual galactic spanning ripples.
So I have to ask the question, right? Is this purely a metaphor, or is MacKenzie suggesting something far more literal? Because if our small moral choices are generating ripples that cross light years, what is the ripple? Is it some kind of spiritual energy? Is it a consciousness wave?
That's the billion-dollar question. And if we go back to the artwork for a second, with that vine network constantly circulating energy, I think MacKenzie's implying a dynamic connection, not just an abstract one.
It makes you think about the conservation of energy, right? If energy can't be created or destroyed, and we generate energy through intentional action, a current, then where does that energy go?
Instead of just dissipating locally, which is what you'd normally assume.
Right. Instead, MacKenzie suggests it propagates through this cosmic medium, maybe using that vine as its pathway. So whether you call it an energetic ripple or a metaphysical one, the consequence is the same.
Our very local existence has a fundamentally non-local effect.
Our micro actions create macro consequences that are literally felt across stellar systems.
That just completely changes your definition of responsibility, doesn't it? If my choice to be impatient this afternoon doesn't just, ruin my day, but actually causes a ripple that impacts another star system, the stakes of being human just became astronomical.
And that is the real aha moment for anyone reading this. The idea that the universe is actively listening. It's recording the energetic output of every single choice.
Which brings us to the biggest question of all. Why? Why would the Cosmos Spectacular care so much about what happens with souls on Earth?
It raises the question of ultimate purpose. If time is actively ripening our destiny, and our destiny creates galactic ripples, what's the end goal? What is all of this for?
And MacKenzie doesn't leave us hanging on that one.
No, the poem immediately gives us the objective. All of this cosmic work, all this energy moving back and forth, it all serves one primary goal, so that Earth souls can evolve in high degrees.
High degrees of evolution. So spiritual or developmental journey. That's the grand project of the entire interconnected cosmos. The ripples aren't just noise. They're data. Their input for our growth.
Exactly. The universe isn't indifferent. It's actively invested in our evolution. And this is where the whole mechanism comes full circle and links right back to the artwork, to the vine. MacKenzie describes how it all works. Pulsing light between stars and their inner vine, serving Earth on behalf of the grand divine.
Pulsing light. That's such a specific and evocative phrase. So if the daily currents are our actions and the ripples are how they travel, then this pulsing light feels like the feedback mechanism. The universe gets our input, processes it through its cosmic nervous system, the inner vine, and then sends back whatever energy or information is needed to help us evolve here on Earth.
And we can see that inner vine as the essential structure of connectivity we saw in the artwork. It's the unseen network that makes the cosmic ripple possible in the first place. And the goal is right there in black and white, serving Earth on behalf of the grand divine.
When MacKenzie uses a term like grand divine, I feel like we shouldn't necessarily read that through the lens of one specific religion.
I agree. It feels more like the ultimate organizing principle of the universe, the evolutionary mandate itself. It gives the whole system both physics and a philosophy.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, what MacKenzie is laying out here is this masterful closed-loop system of universal reciprocity.
That's a great way to put it.
Time gives us the platform, the ripening agency for our destiny. Our choices create these energetic daily currents, which radiate out as galactic ripples.
And those ripples, flowing along the inner vine as pulsing light, are the cosmic feedback loop.
All dedicated to achieving the grand divine objective high-degree evolution for us, for Earth souls. It's really the ultimate statement on universal responsibility.
It is. That synthesis brings so much clarity to the whole work. The biggest takeaway has to be the radical elevation of the individual.
Absolutely. MacKenzie is telling us that our tiny micro-decisions are the active ingredient in a galactic-scale evolutionary process. There's no separation. There's only circulation. So what does this all mean?
I mean, it means that every time you feel small, adrift in the cosmos spectacular, this philosophy argues the exact opposite.
That the spectacular cosmos isn't just a passive backdrop.
No, it's a living system that is waiting for and responding to your input. That magnificent swirling artwork isn't static. It's the mechanism that receives the energy of your daily currents. We aren't just subjects of the universe, we are active contributors. Our existence is fundamentally tied to stellar evolution.
Which leaves us, and you, with the final, really provocative thought to take away from all this.
If MacKenzie is right, if our simple, quiet, daily currents really do cause ripples that span the whole galaxy,
then maybe the most revolutionary thing you can do today isn't some huge external action. It might be an internal one. It might just be deciding how you're going to use that ripening agency of time right now, in this moment. What unobservable universal effects are you generating simply by choosing your next conscious step?
Wow, that's a perfect image to end on. It brings the whole mechanical and philosophical journey together.
It really does.
It's a thought that could definitely stick with you.
It certainly could.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.